Great morning, everyone. I want to welcome you in first and foremost to the Gratitude Manifesto, a daily expression of gratitude to expand gratitude for the month of November, to really get it in our hearts and to really acknowledge all the great things. It's funny because the word great is in grateful kind of phonetically. So great, grateful, all the great things that we can be grateful for. As I welcome you in, I want to ask, what are you grateful for? And I want to share this with you. There's no thing that's too small. There's no thing you can look around. There's nothing that's too small for us to be grateful for. Albert Einstein said, you can look around as if nothing's a miracle. You can walk around as if everything's a miracle. What miracle lay in your life right now that you maybe have been stepping over and not realizing? What are you grateful for? So welcome in, beautiful souls. I want to share with you, today is a special day for me. And today I'm grateful to my father, my dad. My dad passed in January of 2018, but here's why I want to highlight this today. Today's his birthday. He would be 75 today. And I also want to highlight Veterans Day. I want to say thank you to all the vets. My dad is a Vietnam veteran, and I wore my shirt today. This was back in 2019. I ran the Marine Corps 50K ultra marathon in honor of my father. And I wanted to wear this today just to highlight that and be grateful. So if you have a veteran in your life, somebody who served our country, maybe that's your opportunity to be grateful. All right, let me welcome you in. If you've been here every day, you know how this works. If you're brand new, let me share with you how we do this. So every day for the month of November, we're looking at the definition of gratitude to really anchor it in, to keep it in our consciousness and in our present mind. We share that with you. I'm going to share that with you again here. Number two, I'm going to share with you a beautiful quote on gratitude that you can write down and take with you, maybe reflect on. And then number three, I'm going to bring on a special guest, surprise, every day. And they're going to share what their expression of gratitude is. And it's usually an incredible, beautiful expression. We're also going to hear from you, your shares. And then what we're going to do every day, we're taking all these expressions of gratitude, we're putting them into a manifesto that you can access in our private community. And I'm going to ask Mandy, good morning, Mandy. Good morning, Michelle. I'm going to ask you, Mandy, to put that link in and how you get into the private community and how you can access this gratitude manifesto. At the end of the period of November, you're going to get the 9 questions to identify and remove limiting beliefs. You get an email, check all your folders, junk, clutter, spam folder, whatever. You'll see it in there. There's a link for you to request to join our private community, the Journey to Freedom. And then once you're in there, you'll be able to get access to this gratitude manifesto with all the people, all their expressions of gratitude, all the quotes. So welcome this morning. What are you grateful for this morning? Okay, let's look at the definition of gratitude. As you know, daily we highlight that kindness, that word kindness, and that readiness. And to me, that readiness points into the 2 roads where we can take for granted or we can be grateful, right? There's 2 roads of that. And that readiness, that frame of mind goes, wait, let me shift this to gratitude. And as we share every day, I lean into that Wayne Dyer shared, the fact that even when somebody witnesses an act of kindness, they get the benefit of the biochemistry that floods the body. And to me, it's like healing. Gratitude is like healing. So I hope that resonates with you there this morning. And now we're going to share our next segment, which is our beautiful quote for the day. So as I cue that up, I want you to get ready for our guest today. You are absolutely going to love today's guest. I know you're going to love all the guests, but I know you're especially going to love today's guest. Let me share with you our quote. And by the way, our guest is seeing this quote for the first time too. So here's the quote. I really love that quote. We're going to talk about that quote in a minute. And by the way, type in what you're grateful for because I want to be able to highlight you as well. Let me say good morning to Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. Glad you're here. Good morning, Mandy. We're glad you're here. And if you're here, say good morning and just think of something. If not, just think of something that you're grateful for today. Even if you don't share it, write it down. Make sure you capture it. Good morning, Carrie, joining us from YouTube. So glad you're here. Good morning, Daniela. Was just fortunate to be on their show this morning, sharing, celebrating our veterans today. But we're going to keep the show rolling because we keep this short form for you to give you a nice shot of gratitude for your morning. Are you ready for today's special guest? Are you ready? Well, here's what we do. Is my guest ready? She's ready. All right, here we go.
Hello, good morning. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You know, I was so fortunate to be on your program last night. It was so awesome what you're putting together. Gosh, you could share a little bit about that too. But I love the work you're doing, and with inner peace. And I know a lot of people walk around with chaos inside, and you have literally dedicated your life to helping people find this inner peace, and it's your truth, and you're bringing it to the world. 20 years in the space, so I'm so honored to have you a part of my ecosystem, my ethos, and what you're giving to our community is fantastic. So welcome this morning, Julie.
Thank you, Austin. Happy to be here. And I was so happy to have you on and see the demonstration last night. And yeah, I love gratitude. Way back when, Oprah said, start a gratitude journal. I've been doing that. I have piles of gratitude journals that yeah, just it shifts your whole being, your whole core essence. And you start in the morning, 5 things you're grateful for, and then in fact, I have this. I don't know if you've ever seen this. It's Neil Pashrika, I think. I don't know if I'm saying that his name right, but 2-minute mornings every
Yes,
morning.
I've heard of this.
Yeah. So you write down what I will let go of, what I'm grateful for, and what I will focus on. So every day you're writing down. So I have like three
That's
of these.
powerful. You want to say that again? Because maybe somebody needs that this morning. Maybe somebody needs to go through these 3 things today.
Yeah. So it's what I will let go of. Can't really say it because
That's
the
okay.
sun.
You say it. Maybe somebody can type it in. So, what I will let go of.
What I will let go of, what I am grateful for, and then what I will focus on. So one thing that you'll let go of, and it could be the same thing over and over and over every day. I'm gonna let go of this.
Thank you for highlighting that.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you for saying that because that's true.
yeah. So for me, it's grievances. That's something else I'm doing from another book that I'm reading. Letting go of grievances. It kind of covers everything. Um, and then 3 or 4 or 5 things that you're grateful for, and then 3 things that you'll focus on. So that's one of my morning routines, and that's kind of what I'm grateful for is my morning routine. And you said in the beginning that doesn't matter how big it is, everything you can be grateful for. So
Yes.
my new morning routine that I kind of developed through the pandemic has really, number one, helped me through that portion of our lives. And then I'm carrying that forward because it really sets the tone for my day, and I come back to that anchoring every day of, okay, this, be ready for gratitude or and kindness or not, So yeah. So thank you. Yes.
No, it's beautiful, and I love the work that you're doing, Julie. Because, and I think that more people need your work than they realize. And and for those of you just joining, Julie shared her webinar link in our private community, and we were on her webinar last night, and it was fantastic. And that's why we want you in our private community because we do more things like this. It's yours. It's not my journey. It's your journey. We're just providing an incredible option for you to take advantage of with the Gratitude Manifesto, Flashpoint, Julie's work on inner peace, And so, Julie, I am so glad what you shared today already. Just could you say that book one more time? We had some folks asking, and then I want to hear from some folks.
It's called 2 Minute Mornings, and it's you can get it on Amazon or anywhere that you buy your books. And it's the author is Neil Pasricha.
Neil.
So,
So if you type in 2 Minute Mornings, Neil, last
yep.
name begins with a P, you should be able to find that book. And I love that. Let go, grateful. What are you going to focus on?
Mhm.
Really gets to because sometimes we need to let go of something. In other words, we may be blinded to gratitude by what we're not letting go of. Think about that. We may be so fixated on something. And what I try to do, and there's a thing that says turn your expectations to appreciation, or maybe turn your frustration to maybe you're frustrated with somebody, but maybe there's something you can appreciate about them.
Mhm.
Maybe you can do that. So let me just say hello to everyone and give Julie some love. Really, just so glad that she's with us this morning and her work. Thank you, Mandy, for grabbing that. So it's the 2 Minute Mornings by Neil Pasricha. There's the book. Welcome, Lucy. I'm glad you're here. Lucy has that book too. And I also want to hit on this, the morning ritual from the time you get up. And are you what are you waking up with?
Mhm.
And I think this is too, whatever you're waking up with, it's immediately like, how quickly can you convert to being in a state of gratitude? So
Okay.
Mandy is saying, you're amazing, Julie. I'm honored to share your space, my beautiful friend. Beautiful.
Oh, Mandy.
Margaret from Iceland, she was our guest a few days ago. Yes, was that yesterday? That was yesterday, right? Yes, yeah, the days are, well, yes, Margaret was on, I think it was yesterday. Anyway, Margaret, I'm so glad you joined us from Iceland. You had a beautiful share. What a great practice. Grateful you blessed everyone. Thank you so much, Daniela. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, Julie,
Yes.
what are you grateful for? Could be today, this time of year, this month. Julie, what are you grateful for? What are you most grateful for?
I am most grateful for my connection to Source, to God, to Spirit, whatever you want to call it. I've, I think that has really, again, developed over the past few years, and I'm, it's just something that I fall back into when I get pulled out of my piece. It's like, okay, let me stop what I'm doing and reconnect. So it's that self-awareness when you get pulled out of your piece. I mean, as a peace builder, I'm not always in peace every day. I mean, I live in New Jersey, right? So, so it's I mean, you got to take it where you're at. But it's that self-awareness of when I get pulled out, and then, okay, let me reconnect and come back to center. And that to me has really helped me develop a really strong sense of inner peace that I come back to. I have that access to it. And that's what I teach people is you don't have to be in peace all the time to be
Yes,
peaceful, right? You can
yes,
you when sometimes you wake up angry, you go to bed angry, and or disgusted, whatever it is, and it's coming back to peace. It's coming back to that, and you want to shorten the time that when you're kind of in the chaos and in angst or whatever it is, you want to shorten the time that you get back into peace. So, that's where the work is. And the more that we can do this work, get back into peace, the shorter that time is going to be between when we realize that we're not peaceful to when we get back into it. So that's where the work is. And so the
yes,
ultimate goal is to be in peace all the time. Yes, that's the ultimate goal. But the work, the process, the embodying of peace, and that's
yes,
the name of my course, embodying peace. So it's embodying what it is, and it's the process that that gets really get you flowing. And yeah.
No, I think this is really, really important to highlight. It's okay to be out of peace. It's okay to be out of gratitude. We're not here, it's not about stifling your emotions.
Hmm.
It's about feeling life and then getting back to as quick as possible. And I think they go hand in hand. The quicker we can embrace what's happening and allow it is the quicker we can get into that conscious process of returning to peace, as opposed to trying to stifle. I shouldn't feel this way. I'm supposed to be this way. I'm supposed to be grateful. I'm supposed to be grateful. Listen to the Gratitude Manifesto. I'm not grateful right now.
Exactly.
No, well, just you got to feel what you're feeling, and
Hmm.
then and now, take that step. So, Julie, the one thing I did, I just remembered, and I'm going to do this right now. So bear with me. What did you think about today's quote?
In that short little quote, there's so much. It's like jam packed full of wisdom. Um, what you said in the beginning was, when you can, that readiness to change from um, having the, or, having the readiness for kindness. It's when, and I can get all sciencey about this, and, with what gratitude does for the body. It helps us to reconnect with our higher thinking and our creativity. So that's one thing that it does in our bodies, physiologically. So that there's that, and then but it also kind of opens up your access points to your emotion, because we have physical bodies, we have emotional bodies, mental bodies, spiritual bodies, and so when we can kind of come back into feeling the feeling of gratitude, not just thinking about gratitude, but feeling the feeling of it, kind of deploying that feeling within our body, just kind of letting it bloom through our bodies, then we kind of it connects. In Heart Math, we talk about coherence. So we get into a coherent state where everything's flowing beautifully. All your systems, all your subtle bodies, everything is working in coherence and in process together. So it's there. So gratitude opens that door. Gratitude,
Yes.
compassion, kindness, all of those things. But I think gratitude is the easiest thing that we can connect with, because it's honestly, it's about us. Like, what can we be grateful for? What can I be grateful for? And
Yes.
I can list, my family. Sometimes it's the same thing every day. My family, my this, my dog, my car started this morning. Whatever it is, you can be grateful for. You can find something. I have a roof over my head. I have a warm blanket to curl up with. So those small little things still have that gratitude is still, you're feeling that feeling. So if you can kind of come back to the, on I was talking with Mandy last night, like a Sunday afternoon, a rainy Sunday with a warm blanket and a cup of soup and a book, and you're just, everything's, just that feeling that feeling
Yes.
is, you can come back to that at any time. If you can remember what that feeling is when you're in the midst of chaos, when you're in traffic or whatever, if you can learn to feel the feeling of you sitting on the couch with a good book on a rainy Sunday afternoon, so that's where you can have gratitude. Your gratitude practice is something that you can deploy when you're not grateful, and you can come back to that.
Yeah. Here's what I want everybody to do. It's the first time I'm doing this. I just felt led to do this. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, I want you to just look up. I want you to just, whatever you're doing, look up from the screen, raise your eyes up, just look up and just say, thank you. Put your head up, look up, and just say, thank you. And even if you don't know what it is, just say, thank you. Thank you. You know, your heart is beating right now. You're not thinking about it. Your body is flowing. There's blood flowing through your body. You're not thinking about it. It keeps you alive. Just look up and say, thank you. So, Julie, I want to thank you so much for being here today. This was very special. And I want to thank you, the audience, for joining us today. And I know you're changed by this because I can feel it. I absolutely know that this has not only changed your day, that you might make gratitude a daily practice for you. And you go back to the quote where it is the door. It's the door that opens everything else that wants to flow into your life. Let go. Let go. Grateful. What are you grateful for? And what are you going to focus on today? Mandy's tearing up. You see the power of just stepping into that moment of gratitude? It'll change your life, everyone. Julie, any final words before we say goodbye?
I'm grateful for you, Austin, and for this community, for everybody here. We're just the support that I feel, you know, from everyone. I can't wait to meet Mandy. You know,
yes.
I met everybody else, but Mandy, you know, once we need to get her down here, and everybody, you know, we can cross the border now. But I'm really grateful for this community, and I really appreciate all the work that you're doing, and you know, and Tony and Lucy and Daniela and Emilio, and all, like, it's a great community to be in, and Michelle, of course, Michelle, we love you, and thank you for all you do. So I'm grateful for all of you.
We love you. Just whatever you got to do, grab that sliver, even if it's a sliver, something you can be grateful for today. I don't care how small it is. I want you to reach for it. I want you to pull it in, and I want you to allow it to expand in your life today.
Yep.
Thank you for being here, everyone. We'll see you. We're back tomorrow with day number 11. And I just want to say, Dad, I love you. Thank you so much. Today's my dad's birthday. It's Veterans Day. I'm going to go to the cemetery today. And I just wish everybody have a fantastic day. Bye, everyone.